Hey guys, Brian again. I'll just cover this. Now there's plenty of places on YouTube where you can find this information, but I'm going to cover a little bit more of it in one lesson than they do in other videos. So what I'm going to talk about is the opening riff, or main riff I should say, through most of the song for Thunderstruck by AC/DC, specifically Angus Young's lead part, which came out when I was still in high school, and I think it's still an underrated song of theirs. You think of AC/DC, you don't think of this. This is the first time I ever heard Angus, really play something super complicated, because up to that point, most of his solos, if you listen to them over, 2 or 3 times, and you've got some facility with playing guitar, you can figure them out. But this just, I hadn't heard anything else like it, and it's surprisingly simple in what it is. Technique being used, but I hadn't heard it used like that. So, of course, what I'm talking about is the opening part that's kind of like this, which, if you've heard the song, you know what I'm talking about. So there's a few ways to do that. The correct way, which I am lousy at, the correct way that is on record, you're playing the B string, and you are hitting your fourth. I'm sorry, I'm not good at notes. Up on the neck, so I'll just tell frets. But you are on the B string, and then you hit the fourth fret, pull off B string, and then 7th fret with your pinky, pull off B string. It's that pattern over and over and over and over and over again, and then it ends up moving up 1 fret and doing the same pattern. And then you've got your descending thing. Now, how it's correctly supposed to be played is he's actually picking every note in there. And what I found works better for me for some reason. But get your pick, the long pointy part. For me, it tends to work better if I turn it around and I'm using the more concave part. It gives me a little bit better flow, so that's what I've used for that. So just go real slow. That's a basic pattern. We'll try and go a little bit faster. So anyway, that's the basic deal, and it goes on for most of the song. And then, of course, you've got Malcolm Young's rhythm part, and the variations of that. Now, I used to play this with a good friend of mine back in high school, Russell Henderson. He could do that lead part like nobody's business and do it correctly. It's a struggle for me. It's a struggle for most people to do that because it really is quick. Now, while covering this, there's a couple other ways to do that. Now, that is the correct way. He's actually picking every note in that. If you want to do a cheat, you can just hammer on and pull off with your fingers. that's actually hard for me to do too, but some people it's easier for them. So you can do that method, and then you're not picking it all, you're just hammering on and pulling off. I've not seen anybody do this other than myself. This actually works too. You can kind of make it look like you're tapping. So if you're having trouble using that pinky finger down here to hammer on and pull off, take your index, do one of these. But then when you're getting up there, it gets a little bit more complicated. You know, you've got to figure out how you're going to do that. But down here seems to be about the best way I can get it to go. To work on that, but anyway, that's the three, almost held up five, that's the three most common ways to play that. So if you want to do it correct, pick it every note, which, you know, take some practice and you can probably do it. If you don't want to go that way, there's easier ways like I demonstrated. So that's it. Thanks. Bye.